transfuse for that queen. You can transfuse the spine crawler, but I mean that's a lot of larva that you need for lings.
Yeah, exactly. So his hatch will fall momentarily. Maybe. Okay, he's leaving
Doesn't
alive
want to
with 8
fight the
health.
broodlings just yet.
Yeah.
Just in case if things go south, you can pick it off with about
Good
1/3
transfuse again. Oh, great baneling hit with those morphing lings. And actually, Antijar is going to be able to hold on. Sauce kind of attacking in not a great position, but he does pick off that hatch. So, Antijar is nowhere near out of the woods yet, but you know, that fight I feel like overall went quite well for him. He managed to defend Speedling and Bane with slow lings, a spine, and a queen. Sloss is keeping the pressure on, not showing any signs he's running his expansion. He's just using that purely for the larva and streaming links across the map. However, his opponent just is doing a decent job holding on. He has Sauce has the link count advantage, and he has the banelings. But Enhajar, you know, he's not giving up.
Enherjar is actually trading very, very cost effectively. If you look at the units lost tab, it's only about 75 in favor of for Sauce. So Enherjar just a stellar hold, but can he keep it up once more? Because here comes the next wave of an attack. A second spine crawler does go down. That will help, but
yeah, I feel like he needs the banelings. When you're dealing with an opponent who has an equal or a advantage in lings, and he has banelings, that makes it so hard to engage. Really, honestly, almost impossible to engage. And Enhajar knows that. He's starting his baneling nest, but still, that's so far off. And here comes some Banes of Sauce. And it's that spine, that hero spine, picking off the Banes again. Now 2 spines are done. And Antijar is fighting in a decent choke. And these spines, eventually the hero spine goes down. I think it had 13 kills. And taking 2 banelings along with it. But I think with the loss of that spine, that'll really kind of spell the loss for Antijar here. Yeah, there you go. Takes huge hits with the banelings and GG's out. Kind of a little bit of an anticlimactic way for the game to end, but Najar did his best.
Sauce must be kind of concerned now. Yes, he won that game, but I mean, Enherjar just held off much, much longer than he should have.
Yeah, I feel like that's always always a thing to keep in mind when you take like that kind of huge advantage early on versus your opponent, and then Sauce was basically on the entire on the advantage the entire time. Like, he was super ahead after that initial 9 pull, killing 9 drones with 9 pull, where your opponent went pull first. That's should be GG in most scenarios, but Enhajar just able to take great trades and just kind of stick in the game way longer than you anticipated he would be able to. My game unfortunately crashed.
Oh no!
Have you upgraded to the Windows 10 yet?
No. Stay in Windows 7 for as long as possible.
Yeah, I feel like I did, and I'm kind of regretting that decision. It's like every time I boot StarCraft, it like freezes, and sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it'll work with like texture bugs. I feel like it's probably a driver issue. I'm not sure, but hopefully it'll kick back in a second here.
Good news is that it's on Terraform. So
yes.
Hopefully Windows 10 can handle that.
Hopefully.
Terraform, yeah, kind of the exact opposite of Cactus Valley.
Yeah, it's obviously
map.
Like a 2-player map. It's I don't know. For ZVZ, it's a decent map. I feel like it favors Infestors in that later game, just because of all the chokes. So like. But yeah, those fungals so effective, and really just able to lock like the roaches down in those small chokes, and enable you to get really good trades.
Yep, and we're just gonna take 1 second here. Some technical difficulties. Windows 10. I believe people on our team were also having problems with Windows 10.
Do you have any experience with the ZVZ matchup, or is Zerg not your thing?
Zerg? I've been playing Zerg in Legacy of the Void, and that's been going pretty well, except I build lurkers and I win. And you can't really do that in Heart of the Swarm, so it's a little troubling. What I'm trying to say is no, absolutely not. Like, very, very little.
A little bit of minor technical difficulties here, unfortunately.
All right, can you hear me now? Awesome. Possum.
I don't know what happened there. My computer's like freaking out. Ah! Load.
All right, I guess I am solo casting this game. And we still have Enherjar versus Sauce. Sauce takes a quick game 1 against Enherjar, the fast pool. And I'm super sorry Koali can't be here to help me cast because he is the ZVZ guy. So I'm in a little bit of trouble, but that's okay. We'll power through. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, it is the Teal Zerg from Formless Gaming, up 1-0, Sauce. And in the bottom right-hand corner of All Inspiration, it is Enherjar. So, I don't think we'll see any more shenanigans this game, unless Sauce decides to go full Liquid, not Liquid Hero. It was SOS against Hero. CJ Antis Hero, who just kept 2-gating. But this time we just see some pretty overlords, and now my textures are all messed up, so 1 second. Don't know what's happening. Nope, we're all set. So yep, it would be kind of ironic to see kind of a long macro game on Terraform when we just saw that quick game on Cactus Valley. So far, just both players droning up. I imagine we'll see some roaches at some points. It's always an interesting transition between Ling Banelings into Roach, because sometimes if you go too quick into Roach, you just die from a ton of Lings in your main. Or if you go too late Roach, another opponent shows up with 15 Roaches in your natural, and you just have these Banelings that do absolutely nothing to Roaches. So it will be interesting. Ah, there we go. And yep, pooling gas coming out of Enherjar, and just mimicking that is from Sauce. Actually, Sauce got his gas a little bit earlier. That's just to get speed very, very quickly out of your spawning pool. It's great for chasing down slow Lings. I honestly think speed Zerglings is almost like just as important as Warp Gate for Protoss. Yep, no big Zergling flood just yet. 6 Zerglings out of Enherjar. That's a little aggressive. I don't know if this will really turn into attack or if this maybe just be a little bit defensive. He's a little shell-shocked from last game. Doesn't want to be caught off guard. Doesn't want to be caught with his pants down. Speed going on for both players. Sauce, meanwhile, just building a pair of Zerglings. Just going to hang out, build a hatchery. And 2 more Zerglings coming out of Enherjar. That makes me believe that this is going to be a pretty aggressive attack. Baneling Nest going down much earlier than his opponent. And it's going to be important for Sauce to recognize these Zerglings. Does Sauce see? Yep, he does see the Zerglings going across the map. Does recognize that. Immediately starts more Zerglings. And starts a spine. I was going to say, is he going to start the spine or a baneling nest? Just going to start a spine. May have to sack this natural, and that just never feels too good. Meanwhile, Enerjar just continuing to pump out lings. Baneling nest almost complete. Going to be finished up right as the Zerglings arrive outside his natural. Sauce in full damage control mode. Baneling nest just going down. Superior ling count from Sauce just for now, but I mean the banelings are. It's going to be what makes the difference. Just he needs to morph them in very, very soon. Speed has started for Sauce, but Enerjar follows shortly after. There we go. 3 banelings just starting. No idea these are coming. May have a guess just from past ZVZ matchups. But it's going to be very, very important for Sauce to try to bait out these banelings with his Zerglings. And here we go. Re-entering the natural. Going to take some more shots at the hatchery. Nope. Goes right into the main. Sauce making banelings of his own. Now here we go. These Banes are going to have to stone up these Zerglings, and they do very, very well by immediately targeting the Banelings. And, oh! Kills the larva at the very least, but here we go. Some more Bane hits. Not excellent, and he just leaves the game. Enerjar just did not get the Baneling hits he wanted, and decided, you know what? I'll see Sauce in the 5th match of the day. And that was a quick series while we get all these technical difficulties sorted out and get Sim Prime and Mad Pharaoh into a game. We'll take a break.
Say the
And we are back, everybody. Wait, what? And we're back. I think we have Outset Sim Prime versus Para OP Mad Pharaoh for a PVT. What do you think of this matchup, Quali?
I am super excited. Obviously, PVT, it's been a little stagnant. I feel like that wouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who plays the game, who watches the game. A lot of Woodmine drops, a lot of Lincolns, a lot of Oracles. We're gonna see what these two players have to bring to this particular matchup, and it is gonna be on Dash and Terminal, which is kind of a crazy map. I feel like maybe the craziest map that we have in the map pool, with these like spawns being super close. So we're gonna see what dimension that brings to the game.
Spawning in the top center of the map, it is the yellow Terran from Paragons of Perfection, Mad Pharaoh.
And in the middle right-hand position, in the blue, the Protoss player from Outset Gaming, Sin Prime. Now, Sin Prime is a player I am very familiar with. We most recently played in the Couchies All-Kill Diamond Masters League, where he got 4 kills against Team UR when Outset unfortunately vanquished Team UR. He definitely, like, his play seems super on point. He beat Rush, one of our new Terran players, with I believe an Oracle build, showing he's no stranger to shenanigans. And he won a PvP, then he won a PvZ against Sworn. He's one of, I would say, would you say maybe our strongest Masters player? Definitely up there.
Him or Roxas?
Yeah, one of the top players in the league, and he beat him with a proxy 2-gate. So again, Sin Prime, obviously no stranger to cheese. And he's also quite a strong strong macro player, rather. One of the strongest diamonds in the league. So I'm expecting good things from our buddy Sin Prime here. Mad Pharaoh, on the other hand, I feel like a little bit of a lesser known commodity in the CTL. But that's not to say that he's a weaker player by any means, any stretch of the imagination. Just going by his ladder stats, he's a little bit of a ladder warrior. He seems to have played quite a few ladder games. So he should be no stranger to any sort of shenanigans, as anyone who plays the NA ladder knows. And he's going to open up with a Reaper. How do you feel about, like, Reaper expands as a Protoss player in this situation? Is it something you're, like, fan of Terrans doing? Are you, like, happy when you see a Reaper, or are you just kind of like, oh god, they're going to see everything I'm doing?
On this map, I don't mind Reapers, because you can actually wall off that little gold jump with one pylon. So all you really have to do is just put a Mothership Core and a Stalker in front and completely deny any scouting with the right placement. And I think that's also very important, because since you can deny that, you can go for the shenanigans that you were talking about earlier, such as a proxy oracle. And look at the rush distance between the two bases if you use that pylon to place a Stargate right there. The oracle can fly over in like 2 seconds to start destroying the SCVs. But Sim Prime decides, I don't need Reaper walls. I can take them out on my own. Already, good micro. Reaper may not get any kills. Oh, right there. But it is going to get some vital scouting information. The Mothership Core was actually a little bit late for Sim Prime. I wonder why. But both players going for an expand. Very normal game. And actually a second barracks before factory play. That's a little strange, but we may expect to see a big timing push.
Yeah, and looks like Sin Prime proxied pylon, wasn't happy with the position, rebuilt it a little closer to the gold. What do you think he's going to use that for? It's a little bit, it's obviously like too early for any sort of gateway push. Do you think he's going to proxy maybe a Stargate there?
I think it's 100% going to be a Stargate. Yeah. And what a risky position. I mean, that is so close. Like, that is just absolutely close. But if you look, it's actually right in between where a supply depot would have vision and the watchtower would have vision. So the Reaper has to go there manually. But even if he just kind of like sends the Reaper back to his base just cuz, he's going to see it. And he's going to be able to just deny it very quickly. But if it goes unscouted and if there's no engineering bay, this could just do a ton of damage. But so far, everything's just going normal. It's actually a 2 Tech Lab reactor. This is going to be a push that hits very, very hard. Like, this should be a push that has the potential to kill a natural.
Yeah, just
all
to
the Marauders
damage.
there. I believe I learned it. I think Blaze said if he ever has 5 Marauders in his first bio push, he has no problem targeting down the Nexus because Marauders just do so much damage.
Yeah, just kind of ignoring like the Frozen Overcharge. But this Oracle, super fast Oracle, obviously it's literally like 10 feet away from the mid line. So he's carrying that out. And Mad Pharaoh's units are super out of position. Engineering Bay isn't in sight. This Oracle is definitely going to do some serious damage and delay any sort of potential push from Mad Pharaoh.
Needs to pull the SAVs. Good reaction time, but doesn't pull them all. Actually,
6, 7, 8 kills already. 9.
SCVs and the gas aren't safe. Bio just pulling back now. This has done an insane amount of damage. I mean, honestly, I think from here, he could make probably a second Oracle, go into Void Rays, and just do like a 5 gateway
just
push.
Kill, yeah.
Just to go for the absolute win.
No, I mean, just looking at the worker count, Mad Pharaoh is about 20 workers behind. Mules are good. They're not that good. Especially when you only have two orbital commands. So I mean that was definitely like textbook definition worth it when you proxy Oracle. And then behind that he's droning up or probing up rather. He has his 2 bases mostly saturated already. He's going into the robotics bay. Out of this, do you think he's gonna do like an expand with the Colossus or just do like kind of a big gateway Colossus push with like maybe 2 Colossus in range?
I think honestly, he just has so many options. Like, I don't think there's really a transition he can make that was going to put him in a bad position. I think you either have to you have to be decisive. You either have to say, okay, I'm going to play turtle, or I'm going to go all in. You can't say I'm just going to do an attack.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't work with products. Their units are just so expensive.
And his mothership core, it's moving down. So he knows what's going on. Synprime is fully aware. Photon overcharge should go down instantly. And yeah, this is what you mentioned, the bio stims, and it's going to try and target this this Nexus. I don't think there's any way they get this. Or maybe those Marauders in the back.
Marauders are strong. He might have to waste another stim.
I feel like he needs to pull the probes.
Oh no, I would definitely do a time warp at this point just to deny that. Oh man, blow for blow. I just don't think it's worth it though because actually I think we might have an even game. So if he actually went for just a fast Colossus, I think he might have been able just to kind of shut this push down, which is kind of funny because he went for Oracle, but also did a ton of damage with the Oracle. So we kind of find ourselves in I don't want to say an even spot, but maybe Synprime only has... It definitely took his advantage from like an 8 to about a 3.
Yeah, I am super surprised. I feel like if you just pulled probes and then just used them to soak damage, that like really could have been avoided. Definitely, I did not respect the Marauder damage you were pointing out. And here the Oracle goes again, up to 18, 19 kills, 20 kills on this Oracle. Now it's shooting this refinery. A little bit of an error there, but Synprime is going to juke this turret and get out safely. And again, this Oracle is just proving to be such a terrible opponent for Mad Pharaoh to face. 22 worker kills and killing a Marine. And this Stargate is still here. Mad Pharaoh at this point has to be pretty aware that the Stargate is here. Like, Oracles are fast. They're not that fast. They just like instantly appear in your base. So eventually that should be killed off, but for now he's just kind of stuck in his base. He moved out and basically sacked his entire army to kill the Nexus of Synprime, which kind of bought him time to get his worker count up a little bit. As you can see, he's still 10 workers behind.
Going for a third base, that's what we call risky. I mean, yeah, I think it's almost a little bit brilliant because Mad Pharaoh's going to be like, dude, no way you took a third. So maybe he just won't even scout it. And he should be able to deflect this attack if he... Oh, where's his mothership core? Yeah, he needs to get that mothership core.
Range is also not started for the Colossus. So if he just runs right in and targets those Colossus, they're going to be much more vulnerable than they would be later on. But it looks like he's just kind of focusing on the bio. And letting these gateway units just soak damage. So yeah, definitely not... That was not the damage that Mad Pharaoh wanted to get done. Just kind of suiciding and trading out his bio for some zealots and I think a sentry or two.
And now this third, that was actually a great attack to shut down because this third's going to go down safe and sound.
Yeah, that definitely a risky third base, but it is totally going to be able to pay off. I mean, what is Matt Farrow going to do? Move across the map for the third time and try and hope to get damage done? Like, not really. Every time he's using these armies, yeah, he's doing damage, but his army just gets totally reset. And at the same time, he's not losing his higher tech units. As you can saw, these Colossus, full health, full shields. Yeah.
As a
not a great
Protoss player,
position.
as a Protoss player, I literally don't care about any units besides the expensive ones. Like, I'll trade Shocker Zealots and Sentries all day. I don't even make Sentries because they stall me from getting my Colossus. So as long as I don't lose a Colossus, I'm fine. I can lose 10 Stalkers before I'm concerned about losing a Colossus.
Yeah.
And I think Bad Pharaoh is just, he's in a rough spot. I mean, he doesn't know the third is down, so he's not really rushing to get his third down either. So he's just going to sit on 2 bases, macro up. He's going to need some just pull-like drops to kind of bring himself back into this game.
Yeah, and he is going for the double starport, pumping out those Vikings. And I feel like that's definitely an important decision to make if you're going to try and split production between the Medvex and the Vikings, but he's instead just going to bypass that and go for the double Stargate. And his Oracle just showing up every couple of minutes to just really ruin Mad Pharaoh's day. Like, pop in, zap, get a couple workers, and just dart right out. As you can see, up to 27 workers. Like, just huge damage. It's like half the workers that Mad Pharaoh has have been killed by this one Oracle.
Templar Archives going down, along with the second robotics facility. His production is about to be insane. Even pumping out Immortals, I really like that choice. Immortals are just so tanky. They're able to take care of heavy Marauder type compositions, which it seems Mad Pharaoh is going for, so very smart play.
Yeah, he's sitting on, I have his 4 barracks, 3 have tech labs, so you just hit the nail perfectly on the head. Incredibly heavy Marauder. Play 13 Marauders to 18 Marines. So that Immortal should be just well worth it. And then also, like, the Immortals make those Vikings just totally dead units.
And that's also a problem that Mad Pharaoh has to understand, is that you cannot overmake Vikings when your opponent only goes for a limited amount of Colossus, such as 4 or 5. You just need, like, about, I think 14 is what everyone has come to the understanding of 4 Colossus.
Yeah, so, just so you can just target those down, like, right away. But at the same time, Sin Prime, you know, he already has his High Templar. He already has his High Templar. Storm's about halfway done. Ghost Academy is nowhere in sight for Mad Pharaoh. So these High Templar, if properly controlled, just will be absolutely able to rain hell on the bio of Mad Pharaoh.
Oh my gosh, Sin Prime just looked at the 3rd CC for Mad Pharaoh and must just be like, oh cool, I have this game in the bag. Like, it's not even done yet, and I'm getting my 4th.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I mean, Mad Pharaoh must have just seen that army with that factory, so he's like, wonder how he can get all these, like, High Templar Colossus Immortals out.
Oh, so this drop will finally scout this Stargate. And he's choosing not to disembark and kill that. He's like, Stargate, who needs it? Oh, no, there we go. Okay, he's coming back. Mad Pharaoh heard me. He's like, no, fuck this. I'm killing the Stargate.
No more Oracles.
Yeah, eventually, after 27 kills on this Oracle, this Stargate will be no more. I think Sin Prime, at this point, he's probably like, who cares? I lost the Stargate, but I killed 27 workers. I think that's a trade anyone would make 100% of the time.
No Ghost Academy in sight for Mad Pharaoh. I think that could be a big problem.
Yeah.
But here we go. We might see some DTs. Oh, how dirty. DTs coming in. If they just snipe that missile turret right away, they're just going to do loads of damage.
You know, it looks like this War Prison will be shut down by the Vikings. But these 2 DTs, they're just swiping away. Like, at the same time, this drop actually does kill the Templar Archives.
Not before charge is complete. They just landed in such a great tech spot. Good, targeting down the Dark Shrine, that's exactly what he needs. But Mad Pharaoh has to use up scans to take care of those Dark Templar as well. Oh, even going for another Nexus. Yeah, he's going full Polt.
Yeah,
And
he's
honestly,
I think he's going to be able to get this.
responding.
Yeah, Sin Prime is really not respecting this drop. Now he's pulling his entire army, but it looks like this drop will kill the Templar Archives, kill the Dark Shrine, kill a Nexus, maybe kill the Twilight Council, even further delaying another Templar Archives. And yeah, it's going to get the Twilight Council. If he does,
kill the Twilight Council.
I think there we go. Kills it. And then he looks like he's going to hightail it out of there. Just amazingly good. Oh, the one medevac does go down, unfortunately for him, but great damage with the drops. And as you mentioned, drops are kind of the key for him getting back in this game. And he really just reset the tech like entirely for Sin Prime. Now he has to build the Twilight Council, and then he has to build the Templar Archives if he hadn't already have constructed that. So it's not, it slowed him down a little bit, but not too bad. He's prepared, and he just, he's like, okay, you just lost a bunch of units. I'm gonna move across the map. I have a ton of High Templar, all with full energy. I have 3 Immortals.
Oh no!
I have a ton of Colossus.
Sin Prime moved commanding his army.
Moving commanding his army.
Oh no! Okay, doesn't lose the Colossus. I thought he was about to lose 2 Colossus right there. Okay, sorry, my heart stopped a little bit. the Protoss in me kind of overwhelmed me. Sorry about that, everyone. Oof.
Yeah, it's definitely worth noting that the supply for these players is very even. However, that's almost entirely the worker advantage that Sin Prime has. If you just look at the army, Mad Pharaoh's army is much larger. And they are even on upgrades. Great concave for Mad Pharaoh. Just great storms going down for Sin Prime. Softening up that bio so much. Mad Pharaoh kind of sticking in the storms a little bit. And yeah, this is really just the fight that Sin Prime was waiting all game to take.
Yeah, he had 8 High Templar in that fight, and some had 200 energy. Like, if you don't have ghosts, that is something to be. That's probably the most scared a Terran will ever be.
Yeah, and this is, I feel like at this point, what do you do if you're Mad Pharaoh? Like, can he even kill this army? He is targeting the Vikings, doing a good job with the Vikings targeting this Colossus. All of them go down, but then just those Immortals, those 4 Immortals, as you mentioned, so tanky. And against the Marauder heavy comp of Mad Pharaoh, able to do so much damage.
So me and Doc did the simulation of army battles, just like regular army simulations, and I could never beat the Terran army. And then he was like, dude, make Immortals. Every single time I won the fight, and there would always just be a couple of Immortals left. They live up to their name.
And the GG goes down. Sin Prime taking that. Really impressive play for our
decisive game, I would say. I mean, Sin Prime was in that lead the second that Oracle came out, and he did not lose.
No, that Oracle initially doing 17 workers worth of damage, keeping it alive for so long, keeping that Stargate alive, even though he didn't really make it out of it. Just kind of that, I feel like the life of the Stargate and how long it lasts kind of indicates just the map presence that Sin Prime has with those DTs, with the War Prism, with the Oracle. Yeah, Mad Pharaoh had that great drop, but it was a little bit too soon. Too little, too late. His Ghost Academy was so late. Like, he didn't even have that at the end of the game. And when you have no Ghost versus an opponent who has so many High Templar, each with, roughly 200 energy, it's going to be a bad day, regardless of how good your splits are.
I completely agree. I mean, 8 High Templar, some with 200 energy.
Yep.
There's nothing a Terran can do. Tasia's even like, oh no, I can't split against this.
Yeah.
Alright, but now we are on Coda, a much more standard map. I was really upset we didn't see gold base that game. Oh my gosh, was I upset.
You were hoping you would like float to the gold or something.
Like, the second I saw the SCV, I was like immediately bummed. It's like, great. But that's okay, because now we got Coda.
Yes. I feel like this is a good drop map again. Wide open main. Your fourth base is pretty hard to take. I know definitely for Zerg, it's really hard to take. I assume for Protoss, it's similarly hard to take. So gonna see how Sin Prime reacts to that.
Starting in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the Stefano color Terran from Paragons of Perfection, Mad Pharaoh.
And in the top left-hand position, in the red for Outset Gaming, Sin Prime, changing the colors around a little bit. And he is going to hope to improve on his advantage, his 1-0 game lead. Will he be able to do it? Well, you tell me. What is your prediction for this match? As the resident Protoss expert of the CTL and the CSL, what do you do here if you're a Protoss hope?
I get really upset because, as you were saying earlier, this map is very, very drop friendly. If you notice all the open airspace, so if Matt Farrow decides to go for a Widowmine drop, upon like that Maru mass drop style, it can be very, very hard for Simprime to deal with, unless he just goes for this. He goes for like kind of a fast blink, or maybe even Phoenix Colossus, which is kind of outdated at this point. So Sim Prime has to play his cards well, or else Mad Pharaoh may just take a win by sniping Nexi.
Yeah. And what is interesting to note is last season's champion was, as I'm sure everyone remembers, the Protoss player Necro. And he was on the same team as Mad Pharaoh. So hopefully he was like, you know what, I have some advice for you. I have some Protossy words of wisdom, and he was able to impart those on his Terran player, his Terran teammate. So we're gonna see if Mad Pharaoh can channel his CSL Season 2 winning brother, and hopefully tie this series up, so we can get an epic Game 3 here. It looks like he's, playing it pretty standard again. A little bit later gas this time, going for Marine into Reaper. Instead of last game, it was the Reaper first.
I think we may just see a fast factory out of here.
Okay.
I
Like
don't
stick on
know.
one base.
Two
a little longer?
SCVs are actually going out across the map. I don't know if this is a. Oh, yep.
I feel like he's checking
He's
for
proxying
proxies.
something.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. He would. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, are we about to see like proxy factory? I haven't seen that in a while.